Hey, this is Cindy and Destiny with the Keep It Real podcast, and we're here today back again with Danny Blaze. How you been doing, Danny?
I'm good. How about you guys?
Doing good, doing good.
Good.
Haven't talked to you for a while. What's been going on?
Yeah, just obviously wrestling and, conquering life the best that I can. So, I mean, I guess that's all you can ask for, right? So, but yeah, just trying to stay as busy as possible. So,
Oh, sounds good. Sounds good. Have you had any new? I know you're really creative with your gear and stuff. Do you have anything new coming up?
yeah, I always have ideas going through my head, right? Like I could probably count on a second set of hands of the things that I want to get done. Like I've had a Roddy Piper idea for a while now. I've had one for Ravishing Rick Rude.
Nice.
Just that, but no, the latest one that I got done was the Dusty gear that I showed you guys. That's been the last one. I actually wore that one at my last show. So that but I mean, I'll always, and like I was telling you guys before, with Macho Man being my all-time favorite, I kind of got roped into that with how many freaking vibrant attires he had. So yeah, yeah, Danny Blaze will probably end up having a closet like Macho Man did by the time my time's done. So
Nothing wrong with that because you'll always have something to choose from.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Whenever I wear something, put it to the back of the line, and then it'll make its way up to the front soon enough, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Just make you one of those little revolving closets where you just have to push the
Yeah.
button.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
Just spin
To
for you.
yeah, to which one that I want it to go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything new going on in wrestling? Have you won any new titles or?
No, unfortunately, my last show that I was on, I was in a triple threat match, and I didn't get pinned in the match, so that was even more irritating. But I got taken out when it looked like I was gonna wrap things up with my finishing move, and got a little dazed and didn't get in time for the 3 count, and the champion retained. But it's only a matter of time before Danny Blaze has gold around his waist. I feel like I know a lot of people use the word destined, to become champion, but I know I have what it takes to be a promotions champion, somebody that they can look at and know that if they put any championship on me, they know that I'm going to do right by it and um, promote the promotion as positively as possible. So it's only a matter of time, but soon enough there'll be some gold around my waist.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe
I
that.
appreciate
We're
that,
here for it.
and I also did compete in a 3 stages of hell match. That was pretty intense. That I did win. I made my opponent say I quit, and that the first stage was we went a little old school. It was a submission style match. I won. Thanks Hitman with the sharpshooter, and then the
Mhm.
second fall was falls count anywhere. Came up on the short end of that. So we ended up going to the third and decisive fall, which was an I quit, and that was pretty intense at the end. And let's just say I put everything in that I possibly could, and I came out with my hand raised. So yeah,
Congratulations.
I appreciate that.
I know you've got a big arsenal, in your pocket. Um,
Yep.
for people that don't know, that haven't
Hmm.
talked to you,
Hmm.
the reason I say is Danny was trained by one of my absolute favorite wrestlers in the whole entire world. You want to share with them?
Yeah, sure. I'm a graduate, class 19 of the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy, trained by Seth freaking Rollins,
Yes.
Merrick Brave, and Matt Mayday. I mean, I can't say enough. I know I blabbered on the last time that I talked to you guys, so people can revert back to that. But I'll kind of give it in a nutshell. But yeah, I was oldest person in my class. Conquered that, and ever since then, it's just been wherever wherever I can get an opportunity at kind of thing, and it's been going well. Got my start in Colorado for Rocky Mountain Pro my debut match was against Mercury Aiden, and since then it's been all over the place. More more towns to check off. Obviously, there's definitely some places that I haven't been that I'd like to, go back. Like we were talking on the last show about, a lot of the old territory towns. I'd really like to, hit those areas and kind of have that nostalgic feeling of, oh, Jack Briscoe or, somebody wrestled here before, so that'd be
Yeah.
pretty cool to say I was in the same area. Maybe not the same building, but, if it's in the same area, then I'm good with that. But yeah, I graduated there, and I can't say enough good things about Seth. He's uh, better than I expected. I mean, I think I expected a lot, but it just exceeded my expectations and more, and especially knowing that he wants to see match footage and still coaching me after I'm done with training.
That's
So
amazing.
he takes the time, and at first I'm like, well, she's probably gonna write a sentence or two, but no, it's pretty drawn out. Like you can tell he watched the match. He's picking out points here and there, so that's definitely something I can appreciate. So especially being that I'm done now, but like they told us at the beginning, you guys graduate from here, your family. So I guess they're living up to what they say there. So that's a good thing.
Oh, that's for sure. And you never stop learning.
No,
I
you
mean,
can never stop learning. I'm sure he would tell you that, and he's, got X amount of years in the business, one of the best of all time. But I'm sure there's
mhm.
areas that he's always improving on and learning new things he can add to his arsenal and stuff like that. So, but the good ones do that, right? If you're set in your ways and everything like that, you don't need to, what are you doing then? It's
Right.
like, adapt or die. Randy Orton talks about that all the time. You gotta be able to evolve. Look at guys like the Undertaker did it. With going from the mortician style, and then he morphed into something different. Then he went to the Ministry of Darkness. Then he's riding the motorcycle, but in the end, he's still the Undertaker, right? He just made his character something different. A little more like, oh man, what's going on here? So the good ones can do that really good. So
Absolutely. Like when he went from the scary Undertaker
yeah,
to, excuse my French, the American Badass.
yeah,
I mean, nobody expected that.
no,
It's like,
yeah, and he
what?
made it work, right? Yeah, the good ones make it work regardless of what's going on. So
hmm He's
yeah,
great.
he
He's
is
still, I just love him.
icon.
Yep. I love to sit and listen to him talk.
Yeah,
He's just got so many in-depth stories,
yep.
about his life.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got your good ones, you got your good ones, and you got your legends, but then there's those icons, right? Just Ric Flair, Stone Cold, Undertaker, Rock, just Dusty, and Bruno, so you just got some guys just have a different level. Nothing against everybody else, but they've carved a different path. You know what I mean?
hmm
So yeah,
Yeah, and there's always with the icons like you were talking about, there's always just an it factor.
oh
As soon as you see them
yeah,
that they've got something different
yeah.
than anybody else has. So,
Yeah, like there's this thing whether it's in the locker room or whether I'm just chatting it up with the boys, at the event, I'll play a game, legend or icon, and I'll name a name, and it's like, oh man, are they a legend or are they an icon? Because they're both regardless, but then again, like I was telling you, with the icon, it's just they're on a different level. You know what I mean? But you hear names like you said, and they're on a pedestal of their own.
hmm
Yeah.
absolutely. Destiny, who would come to your mind when you think of an icon? Sting. Sting.
Thing. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I would say one that you didn't mention, Shawn Michaels.
No, HBK, of course. You put Triple H in there.
hmm
Yeah. I think he's carved it out. You look at, we said Dusty and Flair and Bruno, but then you got, you could go back even further than that. Ray Stevens, right? Nick Bockwinkel,
hmm
just the list goes on. Manager wise, it's Heenan and then everybody else. But I mean, there's people below him like icons. Like my personal favorite, as I mentioned before, is Sherry Martel. Sherry's an icon in my eyes. So she just did it all. So, but yeah, those are fun conversations to have. Anytime I
Mm-hmm.
can conversate about wrestling, even if it's a wacky topic, I could care less. It's wrestling. So you got my attention.
Talk about going back, Jesse the Body.
Yep.
He was.
And it's not even, sometimes it's not even whether it's their name. I mean, Stone Cold, you know, black trunks, black boots, and a vest, right? But then you look at,
Mhm.
like you said, Jesse the Body, over the top, right? My guy, Macho Man,
Yep.
flamboyant, it is, the Macho Man and everybody else pretty much, when, Macho Man, he just had a different vibe to him, just so and you look all the guys, rocking the robes. You had Flair and Valentine, Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. Just some guys just had their thing about them. Just but that's what makes them them. So that's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I love going back watching the older ones.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. I mean, I love watching current wrestling, but the nostalgia of going
Yep.
back, I guess, watching the older stuff
Yeah,
and watching how things have changed. And
I tell people all the time, I'll be on my deathbed and I'll have wrestling watching like that. If I want to go peacefully, right? That's what I want to be doing. If I'm watching wrestling and then I can go, then I know I'm gonna have happy thoughts. So
yep. Destiny went to sleep. She had a migraine yesterday, horrible migraine, and she goes in, turns wrestling on, goes to sleep. Just let it play. Yeah.
Sounds like something I would do. That's usually how I fall asleep to begin with. Whether I'm up or if I'm actually laying down, I'll put on wrestling, and usually the TV's watching me. But again, at least I dozed off with those happy thoughts going through my head. It doesn't even have to be a match. I'll just watch old promos. Like I love watching, old Flair promos, Dusty promos, Arn Anderson. Just 1 minute promo. I mean, I don't care what it is. I'll go on YouTube and find something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those are good. Those are good. Good ones. Good ones. Good ones. Another icon, Missy Hyatt.
Yes. And you guys just spoke with her. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. She's a trip. I love her. She's so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she's definitely got a very, very, popping personality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, she does. And you were talking too about promos. What did you think about The Rock's promo about Cody?
Oh, the Rock concert.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I put that's my favorite version of The Rock. I know he's morphed into a but when he was Hollywood Rock, like back 03, when he was going up against Stone Cold at WrestleMania 19, Goldberg at Backlash, those kind of things. It's my favorite version, and I think Rock was good at as a promo to begin with, one of the greatest of all time on the mic. He's top 5 in my opinion. But just that nostalgic, he comes out, with his, generic rock music that he has, and then it transitions into that Hollywood rock, and I literally got goosebumps. And then gets in the ring, and he just being Rock. It was like 2003 all over again.
Mm-hmm.
But he makes, I mean, it's just magic. Whatever he does, whether it's wrestling or not, whatever he seems to touch, it just seems to culminate into something special. Yeah, he's a different breed.
It's true. He angered me. The things he was saying about Dusty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I know he did.
Well, he's kind of got to, right, because he's a heel. Yeah. So, but he was. But I mean, that's good for Cody too, right? That gives him a chance to really fire up and fire back that baby face line. So I think, and that's a testament to The Rock too. What can I say that's going to make him go into the zone that I really want him to go into. Talk about Dusty, or talk about his family, right? Because look at the sit down Cody did with Michael Cole, just talking about his mother and how he won't be able to hand it to Dusty Rhodes, but he sure can't hand the title to his mother. And then he talks about Brandy and her taking a chance on him when he was taking RKOs every night, and if anybody deserves it, she does. I mean, that's pro wrestling, baby.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me invested all these years later. I'm
good storylines.
Yeah.
Destiny, speaking of The Rock, will you hand me that book over there? I can't get to it from this side. Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Oh God, that's from back in the day.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, that's when him and Mick came out with his book, and yeah, that's good stuff right there.
Yeah, I was like, man. I mean, honestly, I've got a scrapbook full of stuff, but yeah, this
Did you
one,
just pick that up, or have you had that for a minute?
I've had this forever. Yeah. And I was going through my books and stuff the other day, and I was like, oh, I forgot I even had that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I got so much wrestling stuff. It's especially in my storage unit. I can't even like, oh yeah, I guess I do have that. I mean, I know I got so many freaking action figures. There's like 6 boxes worth of just action figures in there. So yeah.
This will show you. This will date me and how long I've had this. If y'all can see this.
Kmart.
$5.99.
Nice. My mom used to work at Kmart back in the day. It's funny that popped up. Yeah. And she was a stockroom manager at Kmart. So
yeah. I was like, wow. $5.99. I wonder how much it would be now.
Yeah. I bet if you go on eBay or something like that, people are wanting, and then especially how, big Rock has become, people are going to put a little more hefty of a price tag on that sucker. So
yeah. I'd never sell it though. I like to keep my stuff.
No, absolutely. Me too. Sometimes I get mad that if I do remember that I have something and I can't find it, it's like, oh man, I got to go searching for that again. It's like, I can't be without that. That's how I feel about a lot of my merchandise. Like a lot of the shirts, like from back the early 2000s and stuff like that. Those are like precious gems to me. And then I'm always scouring eBay or something like that to see if I could find one. But a lot of the rare gems are like in the $200 range. So I'm like, I don't know if I want it that much, but maybe one of these days I'll give in and, finally get one of those hidden gems that I've always wanted.
I found a Ric Flair shirt from 1986.
Oh, wow.
It says Styling and Profiling. It has him with his robe. And I was like,
okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That excites me.
One of my the iconic Austin 316 shirt. I know they remade it and everything. WWE has a retro section, but like from like back in 97, 98, like when the shirt was hot and like that's the version because you can always look on the back of the shirt, it says the year and everything like that it printed on there. So those are the ones that I like to snag up. I appreciate WWE, putting in a retro section, and there's definitely some designs on there, but it's like I need the original. You know what I mean? Like that's the way I process things.
Yeah, like the inside tag of mine still says WWF official. Yep. And I'm like,
oh yeah, and that's what I would want. I wouldn't want the screen printed WWE authentic tag now. I want that tag with the with the size on it and everything like that. Yeah.
That's my favorite. Do you have something you want to say? No.
Yeah.
Nothing.
With as good as promos as you're cutting, you don't want to say anything about those. Yeah, if I'm embarrassing you, I don't care. You're cutting. You should be proud of yourself with what you're doing. Like I told you, your intensity is there. Like I'm a big promo person, as I've talked with you guys plenty, and you had my attention through the entire promo. I'll put it that way. Like I was almost waiting for more, and usually that's not the case with the promo. Usually you want to just get to the point and be done with it. It's like I was like this. I'm like, is she gonna say something? Oh no, she cut it off. Okay, but it's good regardless. But it's like you could have went a couple more, 20, 30 seconds, and it still would have been good. But no, you got don't ever be. That's you got something special brewing with that.
Thank you.
No, absolutely.
You did see her newest one, didn't you? We shared it with you.
Absolutely, yeah. Where she threw the paper in the fire.
Yeah.
And I kind of dig that, you're going, to the dark side anyways. I love me a good, good guy, but I've always been a heel person. So, heels rejoice. That's what I say. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. She always said she wanted to be a heel.
Good. So. Good.
I think she's a good one. Just got to get her to come out of it a little bit more.
Just got to keep going. It took me. I mean, and sometimes I still do it, but I felt like a lot lately that I've really like adapted to, promo wise when being a heel, and then obviously working, as a heel. I feel like I've really adapted, and it's like I was telling. I was, my last show coming out. I mean, I'm always nervous, and if I'm not nervous, and I don't need to be in the business because it means I don't care. So, but I'm just thinking, and I'm just like, I'm thinking, and I'm just like, Danny, just go out there and do your thing. You can do it. So just go out there and do it, and just stop doing this, stop doing that. And it's like, it was like gliding, and then I came back and, watched the footage back and everything. And I'm like, okay, well, you did it. So now it's like, you can't go back on it now because you just proved to yourself that you could do it. So now you just got to stay consistent and then keep up in the ante every time. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Every time. Yeah. The last one was great. This one was better. I can't wait to see what she's going to do with the next one.
Yeah. It's only up from here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait to see what you're going to do in your match. Yeah. So many good stuff. Just believe in yourself.
That's all you can do. Yeah. Believe in yourself and realize that even if it's a small crowd, which a lot of the times it is, because unfortunately, you're going to have those people out there that are, going to make it seem like they're on your side, but, they're almost kind of waiting for you to, hiccup and screw up, and then they can really, show their true colors. But, the real ones will be there to, support you and, tell you when you did stuff wrong and, tell you, the real stuff, oh, that was great. No, it wasn't. I know it wasn't great. So how the heck, you know what I mean? So, I'd much rather want somebody there, talking with me because not everything is going to be perfect, and, but we want it to be, we're perfectionists, we want things to go, but you just got to be able to, take the constructive criticism and, take that into, your next match, your next promo, and just knock it out of the ballpark. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you got this.
Yeah.
See, and that's coming from Danny Blaze.
Oh,
He's
God.
Pretty fantastic at his promos and in the ring. So
I try.
Yeah.
It's just, for me, it's like, I found, well, I mean, I knew it since I was 4 years old, and I went to my first event and I was just flabbergasted by what I seen. Right. But I've always been the type that, any situation that I'm put in, even if I'm not trained in something per se, right. I'm going to go in there with 110% mindset. And even if somebody's been doing it longer than I have, I'm going to be able to show that I'm going to be able to do it regardless. And a lot of the times better than that other person, right? That's just my mindset. But when I have purpose and I have the thing that sets my soul on fire when it comes to wrestling, I don't even know what the, you know, possibilities and everything is that I can do. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like there's this endless canvas that I need to paint. And it's like no matter what I do, I need to make sure that, you know, the brush strokes are more smoother than rough, you know what I mean? So, and I need to fill those lines out, you know. It's like almost like you're learning how to color back in grade school again, you know.
Mm.
Keep that crayon inside the line, guys, right? So that's my mindset, you know. Whether it's promos, you know, training, you know, keeping in shape, you know, staying fresh and everything like that. Anything associated, you know, that's what I care about. I mean, obviously there's people that I care about and everything like that, as there is with everybody, but you know, that wrestling ring, that's my form of Graceland. So
I could see it,
yeah,
and you can see your passion too.
yeah. I don't care if
Yeah.
I have to drive, you know, 16 hours. I mean, I do that regularly. You know, I don't care. I said it in training. I said it before training. If I ever got the chance to do this, that I was gonna, you know, do it to the fullest. So I'm doing it now. I just got to get to, you know, certain areas and everything like that, and then we'll be able to, you know, check some more boxes off.
Yeah. Have you visited any new states since last time we talked to you?
Yeah, we went to well, I did my usual loop, but then we did a Georgia stop and everything like that. But it was mainly my normal loop, but you know, the usual consistency there. But new wise, it was mainly just Georgia that I did. But I'm really looking to branch. You know, I want to, come out to, like, you know, where you guys are at, Kentucky, Tennessee area, West Virginia, because again, that's, you know, territory days, right?
Mhm.
So that's we'll see how that goes. Again, I can only um I gotta just keep grinding, and you know, hopefully the right eyes will see that, you know, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to, you know, and you know, have them know that, you know, whether it's the promo pictures that I send to them or the promos or the match footage, that they know that they're getting somebody that brings something different to the table, and I can adapt to all surroundings, and you'd be you'd be happy to have me on one of your promotional shows. I can guarantee it. So that's how I look at things.
What was the name of the channel? MDWA
Yeah,
or
MDW. Yeah, Missile Dropkick Wrestling Association. Yeah,
I'll have to look.
that's the one in Michigan, Southeast Michigan. The um, don't really go outside of that. There's been talks to branch out a little bit, but for the most part, it's just in the Southeast Michigan portion.
Yeah, we downloaded that on the Roku. We got
Okay.
we
Yep.
got that. Yeah,
Yep.
pretty good stuff on
Yep.
there. Um, WrestleMania. You want to talk about it for a minute?
Yeah. I mean, first off, I love the 2 night deal now. I
Hmm.
think it's got a really good flow. I mean, WrestleMania has always been a big show, right? But making it Saturday and Sunday, it leaves me wanting more, and you know, that's good for Sunday. It's like, and then they've done a really good job of separating the cards up really good, like,
Yeah.
you know, having them spaced out very nicely. You know, they don't have too many of the high profile matches on this side, kind of thing. So I love it, and I mean, I'm looking for. I mean, LA Knight and AJ Styles is going to be awesome. You know, Becky and Rhea, that's going to be awesome. Obviously, Seth and Drew, that's gonna be. It's just up and down the card, and then yeah, and then you got you got the night one with the big stipulation, Rock and Roman,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Seth and Cody, and you know how's that going to tie into the main event for, you know, Sunday night. So storylines are there, and they got a lot of good matches and a lot of good stories. So that's what, like I was telling you guys on the last one, that's what you can have a great match, right? But if you got that story that has invested me into watching you, and then you go off and you have a, uh, instant classic, then that's what pro wrestling is all about to me. So yeah, you tell that story and then you give it the proper send off. You did your job right. There you go.
Exactly. I'm wondering how Drew's going to do
Mm-hmm.
against Seth, because they said he's got the busted eardrum still.
Mm-hmm.
They said that he's been lip reading, that he
Yeah.
still can't really hear. So I'm wondering
Yeah.
how that's going to affect him.
Yeah. And I'm sure it'll, affect him, somewhat, but I mean, he's got so much experience, you know what I mean, that I think it'll almost be, it'll just be another day at the office. I mean, maybe, the, not being able to hear, obviously, maybe, that might screw with your,
Yeah, you're
equilibrium a little bit or whatnot. But I think, his adrenaline will be running, through the roof, obviously, with it being WrestleMania, and, him having the chance to, you know, win the championship in front of a live crowd. Because remember, last time he won the belt, that was, in at the Performance Center, where there wasn't any crowds. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that's gonna. I mean, I don't want him to win, because
Mm-mm.
my trainer, and he needs to hang on to that title for a little while longer. So I don't. I mean, I love Drew. I've always been a fan of Drew, but when Seth Rollins is in the picture, my pendulum's kind of tilted in that direction. So
Me too, always. And that's how I feel about Rhea and Becky. I
yep.
love Becky so much. I love Rhea,
Mm-hmm.
but I have to go with Becky. I've
Yep.
always.
I would too, and it's that Seth's girl, obviously. So but I've always been a fan of Becky too. I used to, I remember her from her NXT days. I used to back in, when her and Charlotte and everybody were down there, and just watching her come up. It's been awesome to see the transformation that she's done too.
Mhm.
So
And I know Destiny wants Becky to win. It's hard for me to choose, okay? Oh, she's a huge Rhea fan.
that's good.
Yeah. Now I love Rhea, but I have to go with Becky. Have to.
Yeah.
Now I'm really excited to see who they end up picking for that 6-pack ladder match.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that should be
I'm
good.
excited.
Yeah, I wish that they would. I mean, they it's an actual premium live event now, Money in the Bank, but it'd be awesome if Money in the Bank went back to WrestleMania. That's I guess that's just a me thing, and especially being that's where it debuted at, right? WrestleMania 21. So I really wish that would happen, and I guess we'll just have to see. I mean, I still watch the event. I still love the concept and everything like that, but just the fan in me wants the Money in the Bank back at WrestleMania.
Maybe it will be. Maybe Damien's going to cash in,
It's,
and that's how they bring it back.
it's possible.
Mhm.
Anything's possible. That's for sure. I mean, look, CM Punk's back, right?
Yep.
Anything's possible. So you would have never thought that was going to happen with how things were, but here he is. So anything's possible.
Never would have thought The Rock would have came back either.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially to actually wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, that was kind of crazy. But for me, I'm just glad Pat McAfee's back.
Yeah, he gives it. He just whenever he comes out, I'm just like, oh man. And then and then, he gets on commentary, and he just does his thing and everything like that. He gives a different feel. That's for sure. Yeah.
He's my favorite.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, I love him. Love him. So who do you think? Who do you have for Uso versus Uso?
Oh, God, that's a I love the transformation of Jey Uso and getting this whole yeet thing over, and just him getting up on that turnbuckle and with his hands going like this, and then the whole crowd's just in unison. It's like a Daniel Bryan yes thing. You know what I mean? Just everybody's in unison. So, and he's just the promo he cut on Raw was phenomenal. I mean, but they've always been great. Both of them have, Jay and Jimmy, and they're one of the best tag teams of all time. But you get that brotherly chemistry, and I think that's going to be one of those dark horse match of the nights. I think I truly do, because again they have that story, right? So they got a lot of stuff that they can do, and I hope they get a good chunk of time to go out there and tear the house down. That's one of my underrated matches that I'm really looking forward to.
I can't wait for it. I cannot wait for it. And I don't know, something in me is still rooting, wanting Reigns to turn face and Shield reunion.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many. I mean, like I've been waiting for the longest time for even Heyman to do something. It's like I can feel it coming, and with it's I know that my family and my friends, when it comes to wrestling, they're like, well, Danny, usually when you feel something, 9 times out of 10 it happens, because you've seen this stuff transpire before, so you kind of know when the seeds have been planted. And it's like I don't know if they're gonna wait until after WrestleMania to do something, and then they could take that, to one of the bigger ones, go all the way to SummerSlam with something, but I feel something brewing there, because I mean, I want, I've always been big on Roman, even when everybody else wasn't. I remember having a sign at one of the SmackDown events that I went to that said I cheered Reigns first. And I gladly put that sign up, and I got a lot of side eye looks from people when, I would hold it up, and I just I don't care. This guy's got superstar written all over him. And what he's done with his promo work and his ring work and everything, just his, facial expressions, just everything. He's it's been awesome to watch, but I definitely want this story to be finished and for Cody to reign supreme, and then be able to hold that belt up and point to the heavens and know that Dusty's looking down on him with the biggest smile that a daddy could ever have on his face. And then that next night on Raw, when he comes out and cuts the promo, and he's gonna break down. I don't care what
yeah.
So but that'll just add to it. It'll almost I don't want to say be needed, but it's like it'll add that extra effect, because everybody knows the background. So when he lets that out, that's just gonna make that crowd come to Cody even more, more than what they already are. And he's over like $1 million right now. So
yeah,
he reigns supreme and gets that pyro at the end and holds that belt up. And next night on Raw, he's gonna get a humongous pop. And then we'll see what happens after that. But that's actually got to happen first. They might throw another wrench in the bag, and see what we'll see what happens. But
yeah, I mean,
it'll definitely have a big feel, that's for sure.
There's been a lot of hints going on. I'm like Seth and Cody coming through the audience like the Shield did. I might just be wanting it to happen, but I've been seeing so much.
Yeah. I remember when
I know Cody wasn't with the Shield, but
yeah, like when Seth did that to Roman when they faced each other and kind of did the little mind games thing. I was like, oh man, he had the Shield gear on and everything, and that was awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I hope it happens. But
yeah, me too. Yeah, this is like I call this like the WrestleMania is like an uncrowned holiday for me, and like the Royal Rumble, that's my favorite of all time. Probably because that was the first ever pay-per-view I remember watching after I went to my first event. But WrestleMania should definitely be held in high regard for wrestling fans, and it definitely is for me.
Absolutely. Me too. I can't wait. I just get upset when it's over. That's all.
Yeah, that's when you just hope that the next night on Raw they, set something up that, can get you thinking about, next year's time, right?
Yeah.
So, and they usually do a pretty good job. They usually do a pretty good job of that. So we'll see how that goes this time around.
Is there anything else that you want to tell everybody, that something that you're going to be up to, or?
Just be, you can follow all my social media to see where I'm at. I'm always, putting where I'm, headed to, and I put my promos and, bits and pieces of match footage and everything like that. But no, if you ever want to keep up to date on Danny Blaze, just go check out my, Facebook page and my Instagram page and my X page, and you'll definitely know where I'm at, because I do. I tend to over promote myself. I don't know why. I guess it's just a matter of wanting people to know about obviously the product that I'm working for, and myself, and my opponent and everybody else. So yeah, just follow me wherever you can, and you'll I do a pretty good job of, whether it's in my story or an actual post, you can definitely know what's going on with Danny Blaze.
You definitely want to follow him.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. And we try to share as much of your stuff as we can.
Awesome.
Keep your name out there.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. Oh, your merch. Do people just contact you on social media for it?
Yeah. You put it. You'll probably have to scroll down a little ways to see where what I have to offer in regards to merch. But if you message me and want to see what I got, I can definitely send you pictures. I mean, I got t-shirts, 8x10s, keychains, magnets, little like mini wrestling buddies. They're called grappling pals, and those have become pretty popular. So and I'm always looking to up my game in that aspect too, for my merchandise. So I'm always looking to like my gear, find something new, and find something that looks appealing. So whether you're at an event and you look at my merchandise table, it's appealing to you, or if you reach out to me and you want to see what I got, I can show you something and that looks appealing to you too. So yeah, I got plenty of merchandise to go around.
All right. You all hit him up on his socials, follow him, go look at, download MDWA on Roku.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really good. Just follow him, follow us.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
YouTube,
yeah. You got to follow you guys. Yeah.
Facebook.
You guys are becoming, big time now. You got Missy you had Sergeant Slaughter's daughter on, and so you got that wall in the back's going to be, you're going to have to spread yourselves out so you can see the, you can, then you're going to have to get like a wider lens so everybody can see your, everybody that you got going on there. So
maybe we have a Patreon now, so maybe we can take a tour of our wall.
Absolutely. Yeah. Content, people are always wondering that kind of stuff, so, give them a tour of what you guys got, going on there. And I'm sure that would get, even if you do a little something on your YouTube page too, people will watch that stuff.
I know. I'm nosy like that. When I'm watching a podcast or something, I'm like, well, I wonder what else is back there. What's going
exactly.
on? But thank you again. We'll have to have
No,
you back
thank you
again,
guys.
maybe after WrestleMania.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. You
Well,
guys take care.
you too. This is
All right.
Cindy and Destiny with Keep It Real podcast with Danny Blaze. And until next time, guys, keep it real. Bye.